Alrighty. Let's just make sure that the stream is all working this time before I do anything too hasty. Before I start anything up. But we'll see, we'll see. What's it looking like? Okay, I seem to be able to see what I'm doing and what's going on, which is always a lovely, lovely change from how it normally seems to go for me these last few times. So, hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome back to Silent Hill 4. And today we are going to be going into Building World for the second time. So we'll read a note to start us off. Another red scrap of paper slipped under our door. I'm going to summarize everything that I've learned about Walter Sullivan so far. He was born right here in room 302 of South Ashfield Heights. His parents abandoned him soon afterwards and disappeared somewhere, leaving the baby alone. He was discovered and sent to St. Jerome's Hospital. He was adopted by Wish House, an orphanage in the forest near Silent Hill that's run by the secret Silent Hill religious cult. We were there. We saw it get burned down. At least in the dream world we did, or the dream world, quote unquote. When he was 6 years old, someone from the cult showed him where he was born. Since then, he started to believe that room 302 itself, in other words, the actual apartment room that we're in, was his mother. Every week, he travelled from the orphanage to South Ashfield Heights, which is a pretty long trip for a kid his age. Sometimes he took the subway and sometimes the bus. I'm tired. My headache is already killing me. I'll write more tomorrow. So that's a pretty decently large moment. So we've discovered that Walter, who's the serial killer, believes that the room itself is a living biological entity, and that living biological entity is his mother, which is slightly disturbed behavior, obviously. And that's basically the driving force. His motivation is just simply because he's a very lonely character. And Silent Hill is all about these cycles of loneliness, cycles of abuse. That's basically what the entire series is about. Just sort of not literally every game, but every game plays on those themes to some degree. Okay, so we're going to go back in the hole, and we're going to come back into this sort of liminal, even more weird and liminal space in between the worlds, which is just littered with all of these sort of dead and tortured mannequins. Which obviously not great, but we're gonna keep going down, and we're gonna reach Building World again. And Building World, if you remember, was this incredibly vertical world, so it represents the apartment or the hotel block that we can see across the street, South Ashfield Heights. And this is another ghost introductory video. Cool. So there goes Richard again. So he's falling just like he fell in his introductory cinematic. And Richard is a really dangerous ghost. He doesn't fly like the rest of the ghosts. He walks, but since he was electrocuted, his fashion, his movement is accelerated and really hard to predict. I want to go back to that time. Things were so good then. The day of my birthday. The cute cat in the pet store, all those balls in the basket. Playing pool was fun too. The door of time was wide open. So these are all important. It might not seem like it, but these are going to basically answer or be the solutions to the big puzzle in this area. And we're going to have to avoid... See, here he comes. So you'll see he's got this he's really quite creepy. We're just going to try and avoid him. We just need Eileen to not be stupid. Okay. See if I can just run. She's going to follow me, isn't she? Yeah. I think there might be something else out here. I just wanted to check. No, just the hole. I think. So yeah, you can see he teleports around, which makes him quite dangerous. Okay. So we're going to need to take this elevator down. I remember where the button is over here. So we can choose where we go. I think we're at the top now. And we can't go to the middle, so...
I remember this place. It looks a lot like downtown Nashville.
Cool, thanks, Eileen. So we're going to go down the ladder, and of course, Eileen can't go down ladders because of her broken arm, so we're just going to leave her there for a second. She should be safe in the elevator, so we'll just do some scouring around. More resource collection, because at this point in the game, again, fairly important. It'd help if I didn't do that. So we have more than enough bullets, but it's really these health items that I'm after. So we got a billiard ball, so we're going to need to put that on the pool table, which, if you remember, is located in the bar where we solved one of the puzzles and got this trusty rusty axe. And we're going to get a little cutscene here, I think.
I'm going to see my mom. Stay out of my way. Who are you, anyway?
My name's Walter. Walter Sullivan. It's time to complete the 21 sacraments.
But that's my name. And what are the 21 sacraments?
Don't worry. You'll know soon enough. Well, let's go and see Mother.
Let me go, that hurts.
Damn.
So yeah, as usual, the very serious moment is ruined by Henry doing his usual mannequin look. And there's Cynthia again, so we're just going to try and ignore her because she's, as we already know, she's a pain. So I feel bad because I can't remember his name, but the art director for this game, he basically wanted Walter to have this sort of constant look of serenity, this sort of eerie calm that sort of makes him even creepier. And that was a really great cutscene because you get that sort of full effect. He's a deranged man, but there's a Gandalf there. But you know, you get that sort of weird dissonance from him, and Silent Hill is all about exploiting the dissonance between sort of feeling safe and secure and then feeling on edge. So these are all suburban, regular environments that you'd be used to seeing in your own day-to-day life. But Silent Hill, of course, takes those familiar environments and works really, really hard to subvert them, make them as uncomfortable as possible. So yep, these are still locked. Okay, yep, back in the bar. So we'll put the billiard ball on the table. So that's one thing. That's one thing down. Okay. Another memo here. The boss said we had to change our phone number because of all the complaints about the weird noises. Now we have to change the store sign on the roof. What a pain. By the way, the number is the last 4 digits of the new phone number. Not too smart if you ask me. So basically, if you remember the previous puzzle, what we have to do now, we have to once again go back to the room. And I need to remember some numbers again, which I'm not very good at doing, but we'll see how that goes. And then we're going to call, once again, the establishment, the bar. So hopefully we can see it from this window. Yep, so 5553750. This is a very clever puzzle. I really love these puzzles that require you to use the room, the real world, quote unquote, again. 3750.
The phone number you are trying to reach is no longer in service. The new number is 555-4890.
So 4890. That's a really cool puzzle because it does encourage you to to use the room. So I'm just going to go back and enter 4850 before I forget it, because goodness knows I will. So yeah, back in here. Cool. Oh wait, is that not right? What does it not like me? 4, 8, 5. Yeah, crumbs. What did I do wrong? That's okay. We'll just have to go back and do it one more time. Unbelievable. All my talk about liking this puzzle kind of doesn't like me back.
The phone number you are trying to reach is no longer in service. The new number
4890.
4890.
I think I was putting in 50 for some reason. 4890. Okay. Slight setback. 4890. Played this game how many times now? 4890. Awesome. Okay. So now I believe, yeah, where we went up before to see Richard's room is all blocked off. But now there's a way down. Down you go. I just wanted to try and clear this bit out because we're going to take Eileen down here a bit later, and these guys are just annoying. Hopefully they don't manage to do much damage to me. Not that they don't do much damage on their own, but they just sort of chip away at your health if you're not careful. And they'll chip away at Eileen's, which I really don't want to happen. Come back here. Henry, nah, come on Henry. You're better than this. Yeah, again, Henry, you've been through this how many times now? You should be an expert at dealing with the situation. Okay, another one. So these things, I think, are basically sort of like bat bugs, and they're just meant to represent Walter's hatred of bugs. And I assume as well bats. They're not particularly subtle, but they work well enough as a little flying pest enemy. Okay, now there should be a few items down here, just healing items and bullets and stuff, I think. Yeah, there's a first aid kit there. Okay. So yeah, we need to bring... Just need to bring Eileen all the way down here from where we left her. But we're going to need to do a bit more running around before that happens. Okay. So we cleared this space out, which is good. And we'll just run back up these stairs. Which I know aren't particularly exciting, but in my opinion they're much better than that stupid escalator. Alright. One more flight, I think, right? No, just kidding. So yeah, it is just a shame that the game has... It's not so much that I mind the sort of allowing the dread to sink in, but at this moment, the dread, like there's no dread sinking in. I've killed all the enemies. There's not even any spooky noises being played. You're just running up and down these stairs. And back up and down the escalator and all that sort of thing. It just sort of overstays its welcome a bit, which is a shame because at its best, this game can scare just as well as the previous 3 Silent Hill games. It just happens to have, in my opinion, just a bit more tedium to it, which does reduce the fright level. And I think also what makes the next game in the series that comes after this, Silent Hill Origins, sucks so much because it's Silent Hill as a formula, which is not what Silent Hill is supposed to be. At least this game was trying new stuff and trying to push the boundaries. So we're in this really weird, annoying vertical space, and I'm just gonna have to do a lot of running around, and I gotta get past Cynthia again. And there's another first aid kit. Next time I get to a hole, I think I'll run both of those back and save them for the final boss, who I remember having a bit of trouble with at one stage. So I might have the same trouble on stream. Okay, so do we have to fight? No, just this one guy left. I'll just kill him. Okay. Now the ladder. Here's Eileen. I think we can also go out here as well. There's those bullets. And another candle. Candles again, always very important. I think I'm out of space. And there's Cynthia. So there is actually a little speed running thing you can do, where if you time it right, you can knock Eileen off balance, keeping her in this area over here, which technically counts as the same cell in the game. So when you come around the corner that Cynthia's going down at the far end, Eileen will just spawn there because the game thinks that she is supposed to be in this area when she's not yet. But you know, if she doesn't make it into the elevator, we might actually try that. We'll see if it works, because it would be cool actually to finish the game. And this puzzle isn't hugely exciting. You're just going around dumping things in the right spot, but we'll see. Cynthia again. So she's got this. She hasn't. I don't think she's used it on me in this playthrough yet. No, that didn't quite work. That's okay. She hasn't used it this playthrough yet, but she's supposed to have these sort of hair tendrils that sort of come out and strangle you, but she hasn't used that against me, which I'm relatively grateful for. Okay. The question is now where to go from here. So should be able to get in this one, and from this elevator go to the middle section. This way. No, so it still doesn't like me getting out here. I'll go to the top one on this side then. This place always confuses me. It's always a maze. Okay, well, we can get out here. So that sticks us right at the edge of this fantastic ledge. And here's our friend Richard again, who does have these really erratic movements. Can't pick that up, but I have 2 first aid kits. And yeah, here comes the nice, peaceful sound effects of Silent Hill. Let it wash over you, luxuriate. So just the sound of the speakers and stuff, it's just really cool way of sort of setting the atmosphere, of turning the environment itself against you. Okay, so we should be able to put the volleyball in with the others in the basket. So that's 2 out of 4. Just going to quickly run back, drop some of this, drop the candles, and put the candles in the med kit off, and then run straight back. And maybe there'll be another haunting in here. Yeah, so it's the ghost of the first victim of Walter Sullivan. So we just put the candle down again. So this has been a fairly common haunting this playthrough. So we'll just drop that down there. The medallion is about to break, I think, but it's okay. Drop that away, drop that away. Put that away as well. And we'll get out. Although, no, actually, we'll be fine for bullets. We'll just let the candle do its magic work. So it's important for a number of reasons to perform these exorcisms. One reason is for the level of ending you want to achieve, and also just for the fact that they drain your health when they're nearby. And if you have several hauntings at once, it becomes pretty hard to traverse your apartment without getting hurt a little bit. And that's really what you want to avoid, obviously. Continuing from yesterday, I'm going to summarize everything that I've learned about Walter Sullivan so far. Naturally, it was a long way for a kid his age to travel, but he made the trip every week by subway or by bus. Unfortunately, someone else was living in this apartment, and so he couldn't be reunited with his mother, room 302. For years, he continued to come here almost like he was possessed, just to peek into the apartment. Eventually, the tenants began to complain and treat him badly when they saw him hanging around. Walter began to fear the tenants and see them as obstacles preventing him from seeing his mother. As the years passed and Walter matured, he began to be more and more influenced by the teachings of the cult. Furthermore, his obsession with his mother and his feelings of resentment towards the outer world became even deeper. Walter became preoccupied with one particular tract from the cult's Bible, the Descent of the Holy Mother, the 21 Sacraments. And we read the 21 Sacraments last time. By the 21 Sacraments, the Holy Mother shall appear in the countries of the world and shall bring salvation to the sinful ones. So after Walter left Wish House, he moved to Pleasant River, a town neighbouring Silent Hill. These are all very nice sounding places. For a while, he lived the full life of a normal student, but he was still filled with bitterness and resentment towards the rest of the world. Several years later, he launched his plan there, the 21 Murders. Okay. Just again, have a look at here, just to check. Okay. Back we go. All we should need is the axe. Just have to do some more running around, grabbing all the items that need to be grabbed. So we've got cake candles, so we need to take them up to the right room. Okay. So if we run up there, grab this candle too. So this world is pretty good, pretty generous in terms of the amount of items that we're getting. It may just be because I'm happier to explore it, in contrast to something like Subway World or Water Prison World, which is filled with enemies. So yeah, the map isn't much help here, so I've just sort of got to trust my instincts and hope that I'm going the right way. That doesn't sound friendly. So, yep, and I need to grab this cat. Which I wish I could hold on to, but I can't. Put the cake candles on the cake. And you can see the medallion broke. And we'll just leave here, because I don't know why. He's ungrateful. We gave him the cake, but gave him the candles. He just doesn't want to celebrate his birthday, I guess. I told him I couldn't stick around, but some people just don't take no for an answer. Okay, so here we are. Back down here, we'll try and dodge him if we can. But no, yeah. So you see that the ghosts are pretty unfair in the way that they can actually hit you. Because I was miles away. It sort of feels like, yeah, you're playing some online shooter and the enemy hits you even though you're 10 steps away from when they're actually shooting, but what can you do? Okay, so now we're going to go down here. And yeah, the sounds. And even the look of the world. What Silent Hill does really well as well is make these environments feel organic. And I think I might have talked about this before, but just the fact that the buildings themselves, like Rust is sort of a building's like organic process, like it's bleeding. And Silent Hill uses that just time and time again to great effect, contrasting rust and blood and all of that sort of thing. Okay. Nutrition drink. You can hear a lot of ghosts in here or something. Yep. Put the cat in the cage. There's Cynthia again. Yep, she's gonna get us. And yep, with no Eileen here to help us. Oh, that's not good. So I'm gonna need to maybe fight my way out. Yeah, that should buy me just enough time to slip around here. And I'm hoping... Yeah, yeah, that's not good. I'm hoping that we can just go down here nice and easy and enter this room, which is all kinds of funky. So earlier in the game, when you enter this room, you enter it the right, basically the right side up. And it reverses all your controls if you're wondering why I'm walking so weird. So I'm really hoping I don't have to die here. I realize I probably should have saved, but what are you going to do? So we'll go over here. So remember that's there. Just wanted to show you this room, basically. See if I can kill those enemies. Just to save the pain. Okay, so I've left in a pretty bad situation. Stupid ghosts. But it is a very cool room. Again, just Silent Hill playing with your, toying with your expectations. And toying with your sense of space. Okay. So I'd love to actually put the cat in the cage. Okay, yep, that's what I was doing wrong. So I didn't actually put the cat in the cage. I thought I did, but I was moving too quick and getting harassed by too many ghosts. So now we're going to go down to the clock. Hopefully there's no enemies spawn in here now that I've... And now we're back to normal perspective. Or back to normal controls. Open this. There's a door in here now. And you can hear Jasper, he's back making that lovely gurgling noise. He's going to be on fire too. I think Andrew DeSalvo can spawn in here, but we dealt with him, so we don't have to worry about him. So yeah, this is a tough environment. So we're just going to try and blitz through it quickly as possible. Or at least we would, if she was not there. Not going well, not going well. Just circle around here. I think it's this one. Yeah. So you notice that these enemies are armed, and I really should not have picked this fight. Yep. They got me. Hey. So yeah, that's not good. That's a bit of a pain, really. So we're gonna have to go back a wee ways, but I'll try and blitz through what I just did again. So nothing too crucial there. I'm hoping now with my knowledge of what actually goes where, we will be able to do it properly. So we'll just try and run past our enemies. And also I think I needed Eileen in that area, but we'll see. So deja vu all over again. We're going to run back down here. Again through this spooky area. Hoping I can get Building World done today. It'd be great to just sort of have one sort of concentrated stream next time to finish off the game. Okay. So we'll skip, so we know Richard's coming, so we'll skip this cutscene again now. Just run over here, grab the items. So, birthday, cat, balls, pull. He's gonna come down. Just gonna ask him to very nicely move out of the way. Yep, thank you, Richard. Really need Eileen to come through here with me. Okay. I go down to the bottom. grab this. Take these bullets that we didn't take last time. And we'll make sure as well. Grab this candle. So Eileen's a bit more beat up than I'd like her to be, but I'm hoping we can keep her out of trouble. So yeah, we can take Eileen with us on this other escalator here. Elevator. Escalator? What am I talking about? This other elevator, but for now we're going to leave her in this one. I think it was a bad decision to leave her outside for so long like I did last time. But hopefully, again, we'll blitz through here, grab the pool ball. Go for a run. Oh. So much fun, these enemies, so much fun. So we'll again skip this cutscene, avoid Cynthia. Pick up the volleyball. I really love that droning noise. It's so cool. I think it's I think it might be a sound played higher pitch than in Silent Hill 2. There's a specific segment of Silent Hill 2 where that sound is played. What do I plan on playing after Silent Hill 4? I'm looking at playing at least some Pathologic, but I also wanted to play Amnesia Rebirth, which I haven't played, so that'll be a blind playthrough. And then, I also wanted to do Resident Evil 0, which I also haven't played. And then beyond that, yeah, those wheelchairs, they're really funny enemies. They can't be killed. All you can do is sort of avoid them, and it makes them sort of comical. Like, they're not. I get that they're there for the horror, and they are a bit spooky, but they're more sort of weird than anything else. Do I remember the? Okay, thank goodness. I remember the password. That's good. Okay. But yeah, next week, maybe instead of finishing Silent Hill 4, I might do a quick stream of Pathologic just to see how it works, and to see if people are interested. Because it would be great to analyze at least some of that game, because there's a lot there, especially in the story department. There's a lot there to analyze. Candle, crop, bullets. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah, so Pathologic next, and then it's just sort of a huge array of games that I would like to play on stream otherwise. Maybe some horror games mainly, but I'm sure I can slot some platformers or something in there as well. Would be cool, just to sort of break it up a bit. Okay, so what we need to do now is run back. And start putting these items where they're supposed to go. So again, I probably should have saved there, but living on the edge, living on the wild side. Okay. Just avoid these wheelchairs, which I managed to do, because otherwise they send Henry flying like he does with every other enemy. It's like a scrap of paper in the wind or something. Cool, another spirit medallion, which I think I missed last time. No spirit medallion is always helpful, especially because this one I can almost guarantee will again break. There's so many ghosts in this level. Oh. Okay. we got everything we needed from here for now. What we need to do now is grab Eileen this time and take her where I should have taken her before. Whoops, went up the wrong ladder, so we'll just go out here, go through here, grab Eileen. Okay, this way. Really is a shame that she's just a bit sort of hard to get to follow you properly, because she's a good character. And yeah, at times I kind of wish that Silent Hill 4 had been about her instead of Henry, because Henry really is one of the most boring protagonists
Downtown Ashfield.
of a horror game. So you can see Richard down there, so he's going to teleport up here, just like he did last time. Yep, there he is. We just gotta run past him. We don't really have any other choice. Okay, that was a bad move. Okay. Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm hoping not to have to backtrack through here, but just in case we do, get rid of them. Okay. Take Eileen up here. So yeah, this time now that I have Eileen, I shouldn't have to worry so much about being overpowered, because as suicidal as she can be, her just distraction makes a lot of difference. Especially if I get trapped again like I did by the ghosts. So what we do now, drop this off in here. We can grab a golf club, I think, but it's not necessary. Grab these cake candles. Okay. Grab another candle. Okay. Run through here. Once again, up another grungy flight of stairs. Avoid these giant leeches. You got some sort of abstract art there on that wall. And okay, maybe it's not abstract. Maybe I got it wrong. That ghost seemed to complain. Okay, quickly run in here, pick up the cat. Whoops. Fortunately, that ghost is being nicer than I thought. Put the cake candles on the cake. Back through here. And book. As soon as Eileen comes up, we're just going to ask her to move, and we're going to book it right back down. So you can hear a ghost in here. Hoping just to get past him. Here he comes. Eileen really needs to hurry up. Coming right out of this wall, which is really helpful. Okay, back in here. And we just got to get back down to the pet store to drop the cat off in the cage this time. Which hopefully should go better than last time, because last time didn't go well. Got cornered by all three ghosts. Yeah, that's not a good sign. So Eileen's mental state deteriorates the more damage is done to her, and if she starts saying stuff like that, she sort of regressed a little bit. It's not a good sign for the ending I'm going to get, because one of the requirements for a good ending is that Eileen survives, and currently she is fighting against 3 ghosts. I really need her to come over here. She is not doing that. At least the ghosts are following me, I suppose. another medallion. Okay, so we'll go back down to the clock and then go through the clock door. Yeah, that's... It's a huge problem with Eileen's AI that whenever you give her a weapon, she really becomes quite suicidal, which is such a pain because she's actually meant to be your, the person you're escorting and protecting. And when she is off with her nightstick, swinging like once every 3 seconds against 3 ghosts that can't be killed, then exactly, yeah, you got a recipe for a really annoying companion, which is really unfortunate because Eileen is a much more sort of, or at least has the potential to be a much more interesting character than good old Henry. So this is... I'm just going to try and run through this. Sometimes I have really bad luck in here. Actually, I might just... So, give me that. So that she doesn't attack. Because so many ghosts in here. I think all of the... Or at least all the unique ones that might have appeared in previous worlds can appear in here. So Jasper, Cynthia, and DeSalvo would appear in here too. But yeah, I've pinned him. So he's not going anywhere. I have no idea where Eileen is. Okay, just gotta basically wait for her over here. And hear her running. Good. So yeah, you see when you unequip the weapon, she is technically, a bit more useful. So I've given her a weapon back because there's just so many enemies in here that we might really need her help, just as a distraction at the very least. Cool. So yeah, you'll notice that all of these enemies are equipped with the golf clubs. These gum heads. I think they might have a slightly different name because they're more powerful. But these sort of distorted representations of what Walter sees humanity like really aren't that hard to kill. Unfortunately, they just got the drop on me last time. They both attacked me at once, and I just did not have enough health. This is a pretty good haul. I'm hoping I don't have to waste any of these because I can save them for the boss. Okay, so we killed all those enemies. And I'm hoping that, yeah, Eileen does not go into a one-woman army mode now. There's Richard. Run. And, okay, at least Richard's going after me because I can take the hits more than Eileen can at this point. Not exactly sure where either of them have gone. Okay, no, there he comes. Just try and... So yeah, he's a really hard ghost to fight for this reason. And he's probably one of the creepiest looking too. Yeah, so there's a myth. There's actually a myth about whether you can fix her mental state or not. You're theoretically supposed to be able to put down the candles instead of... So these candles, instead of putting them in your room. And they're supposed to heal Eileen, but there's a... Yeah, that's, again, not good. Come on, Eileen. Just needed to run through the ghosts, because I can't really do anything about them. Yeah. You're supposed to be able to heal her, but it only does temporary healing. So a lot of people, I think when the game originally came out, believed that the healing was sort of permanent. Like, if you just use your candles... come on, Eileen. If you just use your candles... There she goes again. That you can heal her. Basically, what the final boss does is it tracks the amount of health that she has, or more accurately, how much damage she's taken. And the candles get rid of, sort of cure her mental state in the game, but they don't cure her mental state in terms of the final boss. So it's technically helpful. Oh my god. She's not being useful, so yeah, I think no weapon. And I'm not sure whether the mental state does anything for her sort of aggravation meter, but she's not doing herself any favors. You can see why a lot of people sort of give up on this half of the game. So yeah, in short, technically you can fix a mental state, but only temporarily and not for the endings. So I'm just fortunate I got to see the best ending when I played it through for the first time, because I don't think this run is going to be best ending. I might get second best or third best, but I don't think I'll be able to get best unless I play to absolute perfection in the final boss, because it basically increases or decreases the timer, the amount of damage that she's taken. So you see, when she doesn't have a weapon, she'll pull away, but when she does, she'll go right in close. But there's no sort of way for her to pull herself away from an enemy while she has a weapon equipped. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna save here, because the next bit can be a little frustrating, and I do have a few items to drop off anyway. Cool. So what? We're visited by the ghost again. Yep. It's a shame that the PC version is missing a lot of the good hauntings, because this one, while creepy, is not the best one. There's some really good ones that just sadly just don't run in the code in this one, even though they're in the code. I don't think there's any way to actually get them running without editing the executable file, and I don't think anyone knows how to do that. Drop that off. I think we'll keep the health kit, and I'm gonna take another lot of bullets. I think I have enough. And I'm gonna save the game just after the ghost goes away. Alrighty. So I was set back quite a ways by that death, but I should be able to still finish building world today, which is good. This might be a bit of paper I read before. If it is, yeah, so just read that before, but we'll collect them anyway. So we're getting very close to the end of the game. As you can probably tell from the level of enemies that are being thrown at us. But it's a shame that somehow Eileen has taken more damage than I thought she had. But we'll try our best to get through this bit anyway. Okay, so we're going to enter back into this big stairwell. And we're going to go down instead of up this time, because we can no longer go up. And we just got to contend with a few bugs this time on the way down to this room. And the room that we're going to go into basically is a puzzle boss fight. How long is left in the game? Well, this is the last, so there's one more world to explore after this one, basically. And a few more puzzles to solve inside the room. So I guess if you hadn't already played it, probably 2 hours, but I imagine like about another hour left. Since I theoretically at least know what I'm doing. Yeah, we're looking at.
My leg.
Yeah, you're okay, Eileen. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, the other game I was looking at playing, I wanted to play Silent Hill 3 as well on stream. I thought that would be cool too, since that's probably the scariest one. Would love to play that. Yeah.
Cold. Help me. It's him.
Yep, that was. Whoops, I hit her in the back of the head. That's not good. See, you can just tell that Eileen's mental health is degrading. So the one good thing is that Eileen can't actually die, so you can't fail these segments because of Eileen. But basically, doing bad in these segments locks you out of the best ending. Which, you know, I don't know how many other people care about that, but I always think it's nice. So we're going to go through here, and we're going to enter this boss fight. It should be well documented by now that I hate wall men. And this is a room filled with giant wall men. And they're going to slide up and down, and there's a lot of them. Basically, the strategy is, so the boss is called the One Truth. And basically, what you're looking for, he's basically a copycat boss. So what you're looking for is the one that, when shot, deals a lot of damage to everybody. So it's not him. This isn't good. It's off to a bad start. So yeah, I really don't like this boss either. Not him. Help if Henry could aim. Oh. Stupid thing. Alright. So yeah, I've done a really bad job protecting Eileen here, which isn't good. Yep, not him either. We'll keep moving on. Not him either. Not him either. I spent way too long on my first playthrough on this boss. I didn't die, but I didn't know what I was looking for. Heck, if it's the last one I check, I think it might be. Yep, and you can see Eileen now. She's entered a really badly damaged state. So I've kind of stuffed up my chances. But yeah, maybe we'll see an ending that I haven't got to see yet. I think there's one ending I haven't seen. So, yep, that's the one. And you can see that it takes damage all the time. So basically, just keep hitting it with the axe until everything else dies. Yeah, I don't, for this boss, I don't actually think, unless I've missed a clue like literally every time, I don't think there's any particular clue. I think you just have to go around and just try and hit them all. But what I did on my first playthrough was a bit of a mistake. I went around and I thought they died. So I went around, I was trying to kill them all. But what I didn't realize is that while it appears that they die, they just sort of respawn and come back down. Which means I wasted a lot of time. So I don't think there's a clue, but I may be wrong. There might be something that I've missed. So, feeling bad about Eileen. And we've got our usual torture implements. All that other lovely jazz. We'll go down. So we're entering into the deepest sort of parts of basically what is the truth here, and we're going to get some answers about sort of what's happening and what we need to do. But yeah, I'm not liking my chances for the best ending, but I should be able to defeat the boss with more than enough supplies. So you can see now that we've actually reached the bottom of the hole. You can see the ground now. Eileen's quite a way back, so the more damage she takes as well, the slower she becomes. Yeah. Interestingly enough, this is the only one of the original 4 Silent Hill games that doesn't have a joke ending. So there's no joke ending in this one, unfortunately. I'm sure they would have come up with something good. There's a fan-made one that I really like, a fan-made UFO ending, which I think the other ones all have as well. But yeah, there's not an official one. Oh, okay, so we got a haunted, I think it's a haunted chair there. So I think we should have a candle. Here we got 3 left. It's more than enough. Pop this bullet away. Yeah. I think the development of this game was a little rushed, or at least they just needed sort of some more time in the cooker. So it's really amazing that the game turns out to be as scary and as good as this. So you see that the haunted chair was actually made out of flesh in traditional Silent Hill fashion. So yeah, while it is a shame that there's a joke, not a joke ending, I still think Team Silent went out with a bang on this one. They did a really good job trying to innovate, even if they didn't always succeed. Okay, another scrap of red paper. Number 1, 10 heart. Number 2, 10. Number 3, 10 hearts. Number 4, 10 hearts, Steve Gall. Number 5, 10. Number 6, 10 heart. Number 7, 10 hearts, Billy Locane. Number 8, 10 hearts, Miriam Locane. The Locanes, we hear about them in Silent Hill 2 in a newspaper clipping, setting the stage for Walter. And the Locanes, they're the twin victims, so they're the two baby-faced people. So it's basically Walter killed two kids, which is pretty evil. Number 9, 10 hearts. Number 10, 10. Number 11, Assumption, Walter Sullivan. Number 12, Void. Number 13, Darkness. Number 14, Gloom. Number 15, Despair, Joseph Schreiber. Number 16, Temptation, Cynthia. Number 7, Source, Jasper. Number 18, Watchfulness, Andrew. Number 19, Chaos, Richard Braintree. Number 20, Mother, Eileen Galvin. Number 21, Wisdom, Henry Townsend. August the 7th. So these notes, they're such a fantastic way of feeding you information as well as scaring the hell out of you. It just builds and builds and builds, and it's made very clear right then, that you are indeed the intended 21st victim, the one needed to complete the 21 sacraments, which, is a little bit creepy. So what we're going to do, I think what we'll try and do is end on a bit of a plot revelation. So we'll watch a cutscene and we'll solve a quick puzzle, and we'll end it on this cool scene that really shocked me the first time I played it. And you'll see that, yeah, they really were, as a team, still firing on all cylinders in terms of story and horror. So it's really eerie, just the bottom of this sort of weird world. And maybe that's meant to symbolize young Walter in the water prison or something, but maybe it's meant to symbolize one of the Locanes, I don't know, but it's creepy nonetheless. So here we are at the bottom, all these discarded doors, a trail of blood leading to your own door. How much creepier does it get? There's a diary on the ground. I had that weird dream today. The one with the man with the long hair and the coat. He was crying and looking for his mother again. I saw that man with the coat 10 years ago at this apartment. He was going up the stairs carrying a heavy tool, an old-looking bowl, and a bag that was dripping blood. I never saw him again after that, but a few days later the neighbors complained that they heard strange noises coming from the supposedly empty room 302. So I took a look around room 302 and found signs that someone had been in there, but nothing odd other than that. That's when it all started. I still hear strange noises coming from the window of room 302. Sunderland. So that's the superintendent's diary there. Okay, here we are. So what we've got here is this really cool juxtaposition, because before we've been exploring the room only from a first-person perspective, and now we're seeing it from this weird sort of third-person perspective, which makes the room seem like this whole different play space. It's amazing just how the flipping of perspective changes that whole thing. I think it's really cool. So there's an old picture book and a red book here. There once was a baby and a mother who were connected by a magical cord. But one day the cord was cut and the mother went to sleep. The baby was left all alone. But the baby made lots of friends at Wish House and everyone was very nice to him. The baby was happy. His friends told him how to wake up his mother, so the baby went right away to go and wake her up. But the mother wouldn't wake up. No matter how he tried, she wouldn't wake up. Because the one that he was trying to wake up was actually the devil. The baby had been deceived. Poor baby. The baby cried and cried and cried. When he thought of the mother, he remembered the feeling of being connected to her through the magical cord. Just then, a ray of light came down from the sky. The baby was very warm and made the light was very warm and made the baby feel good. When the baby looked into his hand, he saw that the magical cord was lying there. With, with the cord clutched in his hand, the baby went happily to sleep. How nice. Crimson Tome. She who is called the Holy Mother, be not holy, one whit. The descent of the Holy Mother is naught but the descent of the devil. Those that be called the 21 Sacraments be not 21 sacramental, one whit. The 21 Sacraments be naught but the 21 heresies. To give birth to a realm of wickedness within the blessed realm of our Lord be blasphemy and the work of the devil. If thou wouldst stop the descent of the devil, you must bury part of the conjurer's mother's flesh within the conjurer's true body. Thou must also pierce the conjurer's flesh with the 8 spears of void, darkness, gloom, despair, temptation, source, watchfulness, and chaos. These are the sort of the titles of the victims. Do so, and the conjurer's unholy flesh will become that which once it was, by the grace of our Lord. So this is telling us basically how to defeat the enemy. So we're in this really weird. It's very cool, very weird, and there's just this sort of flash of color. The gate to hell. Why must I destroy this wall? There's the hole. So there's the hole back. Go in here. I don't know. I'm just still really in awe of this twist of you going into the room. It's such just a cool play on space. What's with this room? It's covered in blood and rust. This is my room, but what the hell has happened to it? This room, is it really my room? It's in terrible shape. The air is so heavy, my head hurts. Creepy. Looks like a face. The hell am I writing? August 2nd, Joseph. So if you remember way back at the start of the game, we woke up in this red room. And what we were actually seeing, we were playing from the perspective of Joseph, who was basically existing in this alternate space. I can't break down the wall. So yeah, he's existing in this alternate space, living. He can sort of see Henry moving into the room. Joseph's basically vanished by this point. When the bell rings, Eileen equals mother's body blood. Joseph again. So sort of the notes. So Joseph's been the one writing all of these notes. The Crimson Tome. Bury part of the conjurer's mother's flesh within the true body of the conjurer. Part of the flesh equals Super's room? Question mark. So I'm sure if you remember from previously, you might already sort of know what's going on, but the next world we'll have to go back to Apartment World and deal with that. But first, we're just going to let this cutscene play. This is a very weird cutscene. Very surreal. So I'll let this play, and then we'll almost be wrapped up. There's just one more thing to do after this for the day.
It's him.
You've done well to make it this far. Let me tell you something about him, Walter Sullivan. When he was a little boy, he began to believe that my apartment was actually his birth mother. He decided to free her from the stains and corruption of this world. At the orphanage, he learned of the 21 sacraments, the only way to purify her. He then performed the ceremony of the Holy Assumption and created this twisted world. Now, he's become nothing more than an inhuman killing machine. Well, he's dead now, but he's still trying to complete the 21 sacraments. His boyhood desire to return to the bosom of his birth has divided him. Now his child self has manifested itself Number 21, the receiver of wisdom, Henry Townsend. Even now, it may not be too late. Follow the crimson tome. Stop him. If not, wherever you run, he will catch you. Find him. His true location. It must be nearby. You must kill him. You must kill him. Kill. 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 Hurry. She's being taken over. She's number 20. The mother was born. The crimson tome. Obey the crimson tome. Kill him. Must kill him. Kill. 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 Kill.
So there was a lot there, a lot to unpack. So that was indeed Joseph, who's dead now, obviously, but can still speak to us sort of as the spirit. Eileen is victim 20, the mother. So basically, she was the only person. It was, yeah. It's a really cool cutscene, really surreal visuals, but really cool, and a lot happens in it. So Eileen is the 20th victim, and she's going to be basically used, since she was the only person who was ever nice to Walter, which Walter reveals way back in the first visit to Apartment World when he gives us the doll. She gave him the doll, so she was basically the one person in his whole life who was nice to him, which is pretty sad. But basically, he's going to use her, going to give the room her personality, her life, functionally, or at least use her life to power the room. And a lot of people use the argument that Henry is the receiver of wisdom to account for why he's so flat and boring. And I guess you can make that argument that sure, the developers intentionally did that, but I still think it's a missed opportunity not to make a character like more interesting. Like, why would you write yourself an excuse to make a character boring? I don't know. It's just slightly disappointing to me, but that's okay. So we're going to get rid of this haunting as well. Do we have 2 hauntings or just 1? I'm not sure. Okay, candle, and then we'll play this other awesome scene, and then we'll finish for the day. And we should be able to finish easy next time. Just wander around, see if there are any other hauntings, because I feel like I heard something else, but no, might just be him. Bye-bye, nice to see you. Yeah, it's tough because I can see where a lot of people, like, are coming from with their argument, like, oh, they made Henry the receiver because he receives all the information. He's very passive. He doesn't really do anything. You know, it's cool that he's basically like an audience surrogate. And like, on one level, like, I agree, it makes sense, but at the same time, like, it just feels like a missed opportunity, especially when the other Silent Hill protagonists are way more compelling than Henry. But oh well. Okay, so here we go. I think this is what I have to do. So we're going to break through the wall, and we're going to do it in the real world. So there's a something else in here.
Oh, Jesus.
Killed by asbestos. But yeah, that's still one of my favorite moments, possibly in the whole series, when you bust open this wall and you realize that Walter has been in the room with you this entire time. And that's where I'm going to finish, I think, because it's just a moment that needs to sit. Oh, look, there's the other haunting. Yeah, it's such a good moment because the whole game has been building to that reveal that he's right there, and it's unfortunate. But this portrait on the PlayStation 2 version has like a very very small chance of turning into becoming a haunting that shows Walter Sullivan's dead face, and it's basically foreshadowing to the fact that he is literally on the other side of this wall the whole time haunting you. But anyway, thanks for watching again. Yeah, so there's actually, just to answer your question, um, there's there's a game FAQ that was released in 2020 by I think a guy called Conqueror, and he tested it thoroughly. He put down a number of different candles. He ran it through several different times, and he found that no matter what he did, no matter how much damage seemed to be healed, it would not register in the final boss fight. So while it sort of might be a placebo effect for some people, but I don't think it actually works. It would be nice to think that it actually does, because it would make the game a lot easier to achieve the best ending. But I don't think that's how the game actually works. I'm willing to be proven wrong, but since it's such a recent guide, and because the guide itself is pretty comprehensive, it's hard to argue with it. Especially since I did a couple of my own tests, and it seemed to back up what Conqueror was saying. But it would be nice, and a lot of people maybe, because it would be really easy just to get the best ending. Like you could just steamroll through the whole game without caring about Eileen, and then at the end just like chuck all your candles at her, and she'd be fine. So it does give the game a bit of that much needed sort of weight. Yeah. But no, yeah. See everyone next week. Be well.